Okay, hello and thanks for watching. I am Sarah. I am a traditional Usui Reiki master teacher, a holistic life coach, and a yoga teacher. And this video is a short tutorial on instructions to set up for meditation. The first thing that you want to pay attention to is your posture. And that's important because it will help your mind stay alert. And you also want to be comfortable and without any pain in your hips, your legs, or your lower back. There's lots of modalities out there, and some encourage you to kind of just sit with the discomfort. For beginners, I feel that it's easier to meditate if you're not suffering. So the first thing that I'm going to go through is a couple of different positions that you can use to sit and meditate on the ground. If these positions prove difficult for you, then you can just disregard this and sit on a chair with your feet flat on the ground and your back not supported. So you would be sitting on the edge of this chair, but everything else would still apply. A lot of the times you will see yogis sit in the position that I'm in. And for someone with very open hips and a strong back, this is actually very nice because it allows us to sit on the sitting bones and kind of just grow tall through the spine. Someone with tighter hips, this is not going to be very comfortable. It's going to be something like this. And so now they're suffering and the spine is crooked and therefore the attention can't stay focused because it's just uncomfortable. So if your hips are not as open as mine and you are not able to put one heel in front of the other like this and be completely comfortable lifting up through the chest, then it's best for you to cross your legs, okay? And that's going to tilt the pelvis forward a little bit and allow you to sit a little bit taller. If this is still not ideal for you, then you want to sit on a blanket or a pillow or a bolster or a meditation cushion so that when you sit, your knees are at least at hip level. What you don't want is you don't want the hips to be like this when you're sitting. So you want to raise the support as much as you'd like and build it up. I don't have another blanket handy, so I'm going to use these blocks to just give you an example of what you can do to build up your support. And then you sit, and if you have really tight hips, this is actually going to allow you to find that place where your knees are at least at hip level. They could be a little bit higher, but not like this, okay? Now, if you're still not comfortable this way, and you're still not able to straighten your spine, because the other thing that happens is if you have tight hips or a tight back, when you sit, you end up like this. And then you're trying to meditate and energy can't come up. So you have to raise your support enough so you can tilt the pelvis and open your chest, okay? If none of these cross-legged positions are working for you, then I invite you to sit on one or two blocks, kind of Japanese style. So you put a block, you kind of straddle the block so that it's between your feet, and then you sit. Now, if you have tight quads, you might have to raise it even higher, okay? So what you're looking for at the end of the day is two things. No pain in your hips and lower back, a pelvis that's slightly tilted forward so that your spine can grow tall, okay? Now, once you have found a comfortable seat, I want you to take your hands on your knees. You could either do palms up or palms down, whatever comes more intuitive to you. And then balance your torso over your hips and balance your head over your torso. So your chin is not lifted up and it's not kind of collapsing down. You want to make sure that the body's straight. So you don't want to meditate with your head tilted to one side. You want to make a conscious effort to kind of just sit up as tall as you can, as balanced as you can, forward, back, and side to side. Now, maintaining that position with effortless effort actually is the first step to getting the mind to be quiet. Because as you sit in stillness, you will see the mind kind of just wander away and get distracted, and then before you know it, you'll realize that your chest is collapsing and your mind has run away and your mind has wandered, and you've kind of just leaned to one side. So just the awareness that your body's a little bit crooked, and making yourself come back to center is going to bring your awareness back to the present moment. And that's the first thing. The next thing is your focus on the breath. You want your nasal passages, your throat, your jaw to be relaxed. You want the focus to be in your heart. This is where your breath initiates from. So from the lower side ribs, you want your rib cage to kind of expand evenly in all directions. Forward, back, and side to side. Let's try it for a second. Inhale. Keeping your chin slightly down, the back of the neck long, fill the rib cage all the way around. And then keeping your focus in your heart, your gaze down into your heart internally. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And so this is how we will begin. The most important thing is your seat, then the focus on the breath, making sure your nasal passages are relaxed, your attention's in your heart, and you're breathing evenly with a focus on the heart. There's lots of other techniques that we could use for meditation. There's counting and different ways to modify the breath. I don't want to get into that right now. I want to keep this as simple as possible. The meditation that we're going to be practicing for this challenge that we're doing of meditating together is Vipassana meditation, which means to just observe. If the mind wanders away, with patience, you just bring it back to keeping your pose as effortless and alert as possible, and back to your breath and your focus on the heart. It really is that simple. Meditation doesn't have to be too complicated. So if you have any questions, feel free to send me a message. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.